Welcome, dear listeners, to another chilling episode of Wicked Whispers, where the shadows come alive and nightmares whisper their secrets.
In the quiet town of Gary, Indiana, an unassuming house on Carolina Street became the epicenter of one of the most terrifying and well-documented hauntings in recent history. It was a house where supernatural forces wreaked havoc, leaving a family in terror and baffling investigators, police officers, and even medical professionals. As night falls and shadows lengthen, we invite you to explore the chilling story of the Demon House of Gary, Indiana, a tale that blurs the line between reality and the supernatural, and challenges our understanding of the unknown. In November 2011, LaToya Ammons, her mother Rosa Campbell, and LaToya's 3 children moved into the modest rental house at 3860 Carolina Street. Initially, the family was excited about their new home, hoping it would be a fresh start. However, it didn't take long for strange occurrences to shatter their peace. It began with small, inexplicable events: footsteps echoing in empty rooms, doors creaking open and shut on their own, and strange sounds emanating from the basement. The family tried to dismiss these occurrences, attributing them to the house's age and settling into their new life. But soon, the disturbances escalated, turning their dream home into a nightmare. In December 2011, the strange occurrences took a darker turn. LaToya and Rosa began to notice an unusual amount of flies swarming around the screened-in porch. Despite their efforts to eradicate them, the flies kept returning, even in the dead of winter. This unsettling phenomenon was just the beginning. One night, as Rosa lay in bed, she felt a presence pressing down on her, making it difficult to breathe. She struggled against the invisible force, finally breaking free and rushing to LaToya's room. LaToya, too, had experienced similar episodes, feeling an oppressive weight pinning her to the bed. These terrifying incidents left them both shaken and convinced that something malevolent was at work. As the haunting intensified, LaToya's 3 children began exhibiting alarming behavior. The youngest child, a 7-year-old boy, was seen talking to an unseen entity, claiming to communicate with a child named Gary. His older siblings, a 9-year-old girl and a 12-year-old boy, also reported seeing dark, shadowy figures lurking around the house. The children's behavior became increasingly erratic and violent. They spoke in deep, unnatural voices and exhibited superhuman strength during their outbursts. At times, they would convulse and lose consciousness, only to wake up with no memory of their actions. LaToya sought help from local churches, believing her family was under spiritual attack. Desperate for answers, LaToya and Rosa contacted several local churches for help. Most dismissed their claims, but one church, led by Reverend Michael Maginot, agreed to investigate. After visiting the house and witnessing some of the disturbances firsthand, Reverend Maginot became convinced that the family was indeed dealing with a demonic presence. Reverend Maginot performed several blessings and minor exorcisms on the house, but the paranormal activity only seemed to intensify. The family's situation continued to deteriorate, with LaToya and her children experiencing more frequent and violent attacks. The church ultimately recommended a full exorcism, believing it was the only way to rid the house of the malevolent entities. In April 2012, the situation reached a critical point when LaToya's youngest son was admitted to the hospital after a particularly violent episode. Medical professionals were stunned by the boy's behavior, describing how he was lifted and thrown across the room by an unseen force. One nurse witnessed the boy walking backward up a wall, defying all logic and leaving hospital staff in a state of shock and fear. Doctors and social workers were called in to assess the situation, leading to an investigation by the Indiana Department of Child Services, DCS. The DCS caseworker, Valerie Washington, and hospital staff witnessed firsthand the bizarre and terrifying events that plagued the Ammons family. Their reports would later become a crucial part of the evidence supporting the haunting. With the involvement of DCS and mounting evidence of supernatural activity, the Gary Police Department launched an investigation into the house. Captain Charles Austin, a seasoned officer with over 30 years of experience, was initially skeptical. However, his skepticism was soon replaced by fear after visiting the house and experiencing the paranormal activity himself. Captain Austin and his officers reported witnessing unexplainable events, including strange noises, shadowy figures, and electronic devices malfunctioning. One photograph taken inside the house appeared to show a mysterious figure standing in a window, despite the house being empty at the time. These unsettling experiences left the officers convinced that the house was indeed haunted. Reverend Maginot, determined to help the family, sought permission from the Catholic Diocese of Gary to perform a series of exorcisms on Latoya Ammons. The church granted permission, and Reverend Maginot conducted 3 intense exorcism rites in June 2012. The rituals were performed in both English and Latin, and Latoya endured severe physical and emotional torment during each session. During the exorcisms, Latoya convulsed, spoke in strange languages, and exhibited signs of possession. Reverend Maginot reported that the demons resisted fiercely, but he persisted, invoking the power of God to expel the malevolent entities. After the final exorcism, Latoya and her family began to experience a sense of relief, with the paranormal activity gradually subsiding. Following the exorcisms, the Ammons family moved out of the house on Carolina Street, hoping to leave the haunting behind. Latoya's children slowly recovered, their behavior returning to normal, and the family tried to rebuild their lives. The house itself, however, remained a source of fascination and fear. In 2014, the story of the Demon House of Gary, Indiana, caught the attention of paranormal investigator and filmmaker Zach Bagans. Bagans purchased the house and conducted his own investigation, documenting his experiences in the film Demon House. During his time in the house, Bagans and his crew reported experiencing severe physical and psychological distress, further cementing the house's reputation as a site of intense paranormal activity. In 2016, Zach Bagans made the controversial decision to demolish the house, believing it to be a source of evil that should not be allowed to continue tormenting anyone else. The destruction of the house sparked debate among paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics alike, with some praising Bacon's decision and others criticizing it as an overreaction. Despite the house's demolition, the legend of the Demon House of Gary, Indiana, lives on. The stories of the Ammons family's harrowing experiences, the police investigations, and the exorcisms continue to captivate and terrify those who hear them. The case remains one of the most well-documented and chilling examples of modern-day hauntings. The story of the Demon House raises many questions that remain unanswered. Skeptics argue that the events can be explained by psychological and environmental factors, while believers maintain that the supernatural played a significant role. The experiences of the Ammons family, the hospital staff, the police officers, and Reverend Maginot challenge our understanding of reality and the boundaries of the natural world. Were the events at the Demon House a case of mass hysteria, a series of elaborate hoaxes, or genuine encounters with demonic forces? The truth may never be fully known, but the impact of the story is undeniable. It serves as a reminder of the power of belief, the mysteries of the human mind, and the possibility that there are forces beyond our comprehension. The Demon House of Gary, Indiana, stands as a chilling testament to the enduring power of the supernatural. Its story is one of fear, faith, and the struggle between good and evil. As night falls and the shadows lengthen, the legend of the Demon House continues to captivate and terrify, inviting us to explore the unknown and confront the darkness that lies just beyond the veil of our understanding. For those who dare to delve into the story, the Demon House offers a glimpse into a world where the supernatural and the everyday collide. It challenges us to question our beliefs, confront our fears, and consider the possibility that some legends are more than just stories. They are a haunting reality that lingers in the shadows, waiting to be discovered. In the end, the Demon House of Gary, Indiana, remains a powerful reminder that the line between reality and the supernatural is often blurred, and that the echoes of the past can reach out to touch us in the present. Its haunting legacy endures, a dark and unsettling chapter in the annals of paranormal history.